Rank play is coming to Verdansk, and I have the #1 class setups that you have to use in rank play for the upcoming season, the mid-season update. If you're not using these class setups, bro, you won't be getting to iridescent and all those. You have to be using these class setups for rank play, or you're just going to be outgunned. It's simple as that, bro. So for the class setups, I have all of the class setups that you're going to be needing for the new ranked play season. And even if you're playing casual or even regular in BR, I have the Overkill class setups for you, and I also have the 8 attachment class setups that you're gonna have to use in ranked play. If you're not using these class setups, bro, trust me, you're gonna get outgunned. There should be a mid-season update with the balancing of the guns with the perks. So the first thing I'm going to be running through is the #1 AR class builds that you should be using for Verdank's rank play. You can't be outgunned with these. You're gonna gun people with these class setups. Now the first thing that I'm going to be showing you is the 8 attachment CR56 AMAX build. Now this is the build that everyone is using. If you jump in rank, the best thing that I'm recommending is use this class setup, your 8 attachment class setup first, then probably you get your SMG on the next loadout that is going to be dropping. You can get an 8 attachment SMG or a sniper rifle for the long range meta, but try and get your 8 attachment loadouts first. And with the pistol being so OP in the game, you can run your CR56 AMAX with a pistol until you get your SMG off the bat. Now this is a class setup that I use. I use the Volsky Reflex. Some persons switch this out for the Willis 3 times, but I like this optic because I like the blue dot. So with the blue dot, it seems that you have less visual recoil. That's why it's recommended that you use the reflex sight. With the Willis 3 times, it makes you look like you have more visual recoil. So less visual recoil is very important in the game. And then for the muzzle, we have the compensator right here. You have to use the compensator, bro. Then for the barrel, you should be using the gain twist barrel. I see some person switching out the gain twist for the reinforced barrel or the long barrel, but you need the bullet velocity with this gun because the damage range is OP anyway. And then you need the vertical foregrip. Now personally, the vertical foregrip for me is the best foregrip right now. I see some persons using the range of foregrips on the SMGs, but the vertical foregrip overall is the best one to use in the game right now. And then for the mag, now there's no need to be running the extended mag 1. You need more ammo, so use the extended mag 2. With the 45 round mags, you need to hit your shots. So with the 60 round mag, you get a lot more ammo. And with the situation in the game where you have to find loot everywhere, there's no loot in the game right now. I hope they buff the loot system in the game, but for right now, the extended mag 2 is the best way to go. The rear grip, use the ergonomic grip. The ergonomic grip gives a good aim down sight speed. Some persons like to use the commando grip, so they switch between the ergonomic grip and the commando grip. But if you recognize closely that with the commando grip you get less handling, so use the ergonomic grip so that you have more handling of the weapon. And then for the stock, use the balance stock. Now if you're using a SMG build, then you might use the infiltrator stock or the light stock, but for this AR, use the balance stock. Then you can use the recoil springs for the firing mod. Now the reason why you use the recoil spring for the firing mods here is because of the gain twist here. If you weren't using the gain twist, then you could use the overpress rounds for bullet velocity. This gives more visual recoil. So when you want to see less visual recoil, use the recoil springs and the gain twist for bullet velocity. And trust me, this build is one of the best builds in the game, if not the best AR in the game right now, hands down, overall in everything, and it hits. Though the next build I want to show you guys, it's the Kilo 141. Now this build is a bit different from the AMAX build because of the way the gun is right now with the Kilo having less damage than the AMAX. Now for the Kilo, you can use it with this 3 times because you want to see more with the Kilo right now, and then you can use the monolithic suppressor. The reason why you use the monolithic suppressor with the Kilo is because it doesn't have much visual recoil, so you want to fire your weapon without anyone knowing where you are, so you need the monolithic suppressor. Now with the reinforced barrel for the Kilo, it gives more damage range and bullet velocity, and you need that for the Kilo right now because it doesn't hit as much, but it's incredibly good. I think that the Grau is, in my personal opinion, is better than the Kilo right now, even though you won't be recommended to use an optic on the Grau. But the underbarrel for the Kilo is the vertical grip. The extended mag 2 is needed for the Kilo. The damage isn't as great as the CR56 AMAC, so you need more bullets to hit more shots with the Kilo. So use the extended mag 2 and then use the ergonomic grip for the Kilo as well with the balance stock, and then you can use the overpress rounds. And trust me, if I'm not using the AMAX, then I'm using the Kilo with this build, and there you have it. So that's the build for the Kilo. Now let's jump into the next build that we have, and it's the SWAT 5.56. Now this is the Grau. It's the marksman rifle, the SWAT 5.56, and how we get it to the Grau is we have to use a conversion kit for this in the firing mod. But the downside is after using the conversion kit for the firing mod, you can't add a barrel. So you can't add gain twist, you can't add reinforce, no, because we have the conversion kit already. And then for the muzzle, you have to use the compensator for this, and then the vertical foregrip. Equip the fully auto extended mag. This is for 50 rounds. And then for this one, use either the commando grip or the quick draw grip for ADS, and then you can use the heavy stock for this one or the balance stock if you have it unlocked. Some persons use a laser on this one. I personally don't use the laser because to me, because you don't need the laser for this build. It's overpowered. My personal thing with the Grau is I love the iron sights of the Grau, and I think it's the second best gun after the CR56 AMAX. Some persons might disagree, but look at this, bro. This is crazy. The Grau is so underrated in the game, and I think that this is the next thing that you should use after the CR56 AMAX if you're not using a sniper. For the SMGs, and this is very important because I'm going to be showing you the #1 SMG build for the upcoming season. This is the only gun that you should be using for a SMG, and it's the AK-74U, and it destroys. I dropped 31 kills the other day. You guys can check out that video. It shreds. So for this build, I use the muzzle as a compensator. You don't need a barrel. Do not add a barrel. Don't use a gain twist. Don't use reinforce, because it slows down the ADS for this gun. It slows down your movement, and for some reason it doesn't hit as hard even though it says it does. So use a Ranger foregrip for the underbarrel here, or you can use the vertical foregrip as always for less recoil, and then you can use the extended mag 1, the commando grip, and light stock. This is the best build for the AK-74U if you're not using the 8 attachment build. So this is the SMG that you should be using for rank play when it comes out. Now the next SMG that you should be using in game is the KSV. Now the KSV has been really underrated in the game because of the C9 being so good with movement, but the muzzle should be the compensator. Use the long barrel for that damage range that you need for the KSV, and also use the vertical foregrip. Some persons swap the gain twist for the long barrel. If you can hit your shots close range fights, that's good. And then use the extended mag 2 and the commando grip. That's the build for the KSV right now. And then for my favorite SMG outside of the AK-74U right now is the C9. With every MP5 in Call of Duty, they've always been so consistent in game. So just use the C9 if you're having any doubts with any SMG. The movement is always good, always consistent. You'll always win your gunfights 95% of the times with the C9. So the build that you have to use is the compensator, the long barrel, the Ranger foregrip, the extended mag 2, Sometimes you can swap this for the extended mag 1, depends on how your playstyle is. If you need that extra 10 bullets, then that's great. But personally, I would use the 40 round mag because the reload speed for the gun is so good already. And then use the commando grip or use the ergonomic grip. So the C9 is always really good in game. The movement is so good, and trust me, Aiden has dropped a world record with the 8 attachment build of the C9, and the gun is so effective in all situations. The C9 is good. The next underrated SMG that persons look over is the SOG. Is a very underrated gun right now. This is the build that my friend Buggy gave to me, and I've been using it ever since. It's compensator right here. It's a long barrel, the vertical foregrip, the extended mag 2, and the commando grip or the ergonomic grip. So the build actually hits. I use it a few times for in Resurgence. The movement is very good with the SOG. That's one thing that you'll get out of the SOG, even if the TTK isn't as high as everything else. So you can use the SOG as an SMG right now. Now the HDR is the next long range meta that you should be using. If you want me to show you the other meta builds for the other snipers, just let me know in the comment section and I'll drop a video for that. Now the build for the 8 attachment HDR is so overpowered. It's a monolithic suppressor. You don't want anyone knowing where you are on the map. The gain twist barrel. We have the lightweight bipod. I see some persons switching this out for the vertical foregrip, but the lightweight bipod is the way to go. The fast mag 1, the quick draw grip, the light stock, and the overpressed round. This HDR class setup is one of the best class setups that you can use in the game. The ADS is great. Like, the range is incredible. You won't miss your shots. You won't miss your shots with this. All you have to do is lead correctly and you'll hit all your shots with this. It's tough. The Overkill class setup that you guys have been waiting for rank play is this. The pairing is the CR56 AMAX and the AK-74U, or if you don't use the AK-74U, then you have to use the C9 for the SMG, and this is the class setup that you must be using with the Overkill class setup for rank play. It's the CR56 AMAX and this AK-74U, and trust me people, this is the #1 class setup for rank play in the new season, in the upcoming season of rank play. You should be using the Survivor perk, the Tracker perk, and the Ghost perk in this. If not, use the Scavenger perk because of the loot situation in the game. If this video helped, please drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.